So it was not an easy shoot, and it's very dangerous when you shoot with those explosives that we have in the film and all this action and then being attacked.
Why did Predator feel so terrifyingly real compared to other action films of its time? Arnold Schwarzenegger just revealed the surprising secret behind the movie's intense realism, and it's not what fans expected. His behind-the-scenes insight offers a whole new perspective on the classic. Prepare for mind-blowing revelations that might change the way you watch Predator forever. This isn't just movie trivia. It's a game-changer for action film fans. The unexpected return that shocked everyone. It's 2025, and Arnold Schwarzenegger, now 78 years old, just made a surprising comeback to the Predator franchise after nearly 4 decades. And this return has opened up a treasure chest of behind-the-scenes secrets that most fans never knew existed. Recently, Arnold sat down for breakfast with director Dan Trachtenberg, and what they cooked up together has sent shockwaves through the movie community. The legendary action star has officially returned as Dutch Schaefer in an animated epilogue for Predator, Killer of Killers, marking his first appearance in the franchise since 1987. But that's just the beginning of this incredible story. What's fascinating is how Arnold's return has triggered a flood of memories and revelations about the original film. In recent interviews and discussions surrounding his comeback, Arnold has been surprisingly candid about things that happened during production, things that studio executives probably wished had stayed buried in the jungle. The timing couldn't be more perfect. With Predator: Badlands set to hit theaters in November 2025 and Arnold potentially returning for more live-action appearances, the Austrian oak has been feeling nostalgic and surprisingly talkative about the movie that helped cement his status as an action legend. But what Arnold revealed recently goes way beyond typical Hollywood war stories. These are the kind of secrets that make you want to immediately rewatch the movie with fresh eyes. We're talking about hidden meanings, production nightmares, and creative decisions that shaped cinema history. The scorpion scene that changed everything. Let's talk about one of the most underrated moments in Predator, the scorpion scene. You know the one. Dutch is crawling through the jungle and he encounters a scorpion. Most fans probably thought it was just another jungle obstacle, but Arnold recently confirmed what film scholars have been speculating about for years. This scene is actually a brilliant piece of storytelling that reveals the Predator's true nature. The scorpion represents the Predator itself, a creature that kills out of instinct. Just like how a scorpion doesn't sting because it's evil, the Predator doesn't hunt because it's a villain in the traditional sense. Arnold has mentioned in recent discussions how director John McTiernan was obsessed with these symbolic moments. The scorpion scene was McTiernan's way of showing that the Predator ensures each death is swift and relatively painless. It's not torturing its prey, it's conducting a hunt with its own twisted code of honor. This revelation completely reframes how we should view the entire movie. The Predator is a warrior following ancient hunting traditions. When you watch the film again with this knowledge, every interaction between Dutch and the Predator takes on new meaning. Arnold also revealed that this scene was shot during some of the most brutal conditions imaginable. The Mexican jungle was crawling with real scorpions, spiders, and other dangerous creatures. The crew had to constantly check their equipment for venomous surprises, and Arnold himself encountered several real scorpions during filming. What's even more interesting is that this scene almost didn't make it into the final cut. Some studio executives thought it slowed down the pacing, but McTiernan fought to keep it in. Thank goodness he did, because it's now considered one of the most philosophically rich moments in action cinema. The cigar-smoking secret that defined Dutch. Here's something that will blow your mind. Arnold was constantly smoking cigars on the set of Predator, and it wasn't just because he enjoyed them. According to recent behind-the-scenes revelations, those cigars became an integral part of developing Dutch's character. In The Unseen Arnold Schwarzenegger, a behind-the-scenes documentary from the Predator Special Edition Blu-ray, you can see Arnold puffing away between takes. But what most fans don't realize is that this habit influenced some of the movie's most memorable moments. Arnold revealed that the cigar smoke actually helped him get into character. Dutch needed to be this calm, collected leader who could think clearly under pressure. The ritual of smoking cigars helped Arnold channel that mindset. It's method acting at its most unexpected. But here's where it gets really interesting. The cigars also served a practical purpose on set. The jungle they were filming in was filled with mosquitoes and other insects. The cigar smoke acted as a natural repellent, keeping the bugs away from Arnold's face during close-up shots. This attention to detail extended to other aspects of Dutch's character. Arnold worked closely with the costume department to create a look that felt authentic. Every piece of Dutch's gear had a purpose, from his tactical vest to his weapon choices. Nothing was arbitrary. The cigar habit also influenced how Arnold approached the famous mud scene. He knew that Dutch needed to be resourceful and calm enough to think of using mud as camouflage. The cigar smoking sessions helped him tap into that strategic mindset. What's fascinating is how this small detail rippled through Arnold's later action roles. You can see elements of Dutch's calm, strategic approach in characters like the Terminator and John Matrix from Commando. Those cigars literally helped shape Arnold's action hero persona, the mandible mystery that launched a franchise. James Cameron almost single-handedly created the Predator's most iconic feature, and most fans have no idea. Arnold recently shared the story of how Cameron's casual comment during a plane ride became one of cinema's most recognizable alien designs. Picture this. Cameron and special effects wizard Stan Winston are on a flight together, brainstorming ideas for the Predator's appearance. Cameron turns to Winston and says, "You know, I always wanted to see something with mandibles." That one sentence launched a design revolution that's still influencing science fiction today. Arnold revealed that when he first saw the Predator design with those distinctive mandible jaws, he knew they had something special. The mandibles were cool-looking, and they served multiple purposes. They made the Predator's speech patterns unique, created that clicking sound that became the character's signature, and made the creature both alien and oddly primal. But here's the wild part. The mandibles almost looked completely different. Early concept art showed various jaw configurations, from more insect-like designs to elaborate bone structures. The final design struck the perfect balance between threatening and functional. Arnold also spilled details about how the mandibles affected the actors' performances. Knowing that the Predator had this elaborate mouth structure influenced how the human characters reacted to it. Every expression of fear and revulsion was informed by the knowledge of what they were supposedly seeing. The mandibles also created unexpected challenges during filming. The Predator actor, Kevin Peter Hall, had to learn how to emote and communicate through this elaborate facial prosthetic. It's like performing Shakespeare while wearing a complex mask. What's really mind-blowing is how those mandibles influenced other science fiction properties. You can see their DNA in alien designs across dozens of movies, TV shows, and video games. One casual comment from James Cameron literally shaped how we imagine extraterrestrial predators. The firing that saved the movie. But here's a secret that Arnold confirmed recently. The original Predator was almost a complete disaster, and it took firing a major star to save the movie. We're talking about Jean-Claude Van Damme, who was originally cast as the Predator creature itself. Van Damme was hired to perform the physical movements of the alien hunter, but there was just one problem. His ego was bigger than his ability to work in the elaborate costume. Arnold revealed that Van Damme kept complaining about the suit, demanding changes, and generally being difficult to work with. The breaking point came when Van Damme insisted that the Predator should be more of a martial arts fighter, kicking and jumping around like a ninja. He completely missed the point of what made the creature terrifying. The Predator isn't supposed to be flashy. It's supposed to be methodical, calculating, and utterly alien. Arnold admitted that the entire cast was getting frustrated with Van Damme's behavior. Here they were, dealing with brutal jungle conditions, oppressive heat, and dangerous wildlife. And Van Damme was throwing tantrums about his costume, not showing off his martial arts skills. The decision to fire Van Damme and replace him with Kevin, Peter Hall, was a game-changer. Hall brought a completely different energy to the role. At 7 feet 2 inches, he had the imposing physical presence that the character needed. More importantly, he understood that the Predator's power came from being mysterious and alien, not from flashy fighting moves. Arnold revealed that Hall's approach to the character influenced how all the human actors performed their roles. Knowing they were facing this towering, methodical hunter changed how they moved through the jungle, how they delivered their lines, and how they reacted to the Predator's presence. This casting change literally saved the movie. Imagine if Van Damme had stayed on and turned the Predator into some kind of space ninja. The entire franchise would have been completely different and probably much less successful. The nuclear revelation that nobody saw coming. Arnold recently dropped a bombshell about the Predator's self-destruct sequence that most fans completely missed. You know that iconic scene where the Predator activates its nuclear self-destruct device? Well, there's a hidden layer of meaning that even die-hard fans haven't figured out. According to Arnold, the self-destruct scene is not only about the Predator being a sore loser, it's actually the creature's final act of respect for Dutch. The Predator recognizes that Dutch has proven himself as a worthy adversary, and the nuclear explosion is meant to give him an honorable death alongside a fellow warrior. This interpretation completely changes how you view the final act of the movie. The Predator is offering him a warrior's death. In the creature's culture, dying in glorious battle is the highest honor possible. The self-destruct device is essentially a funeral pyre for two respected warriors. Arnold revealed that this concept influenced how he played Dutch's reaction to the countdown. Dutch was running from an explosion while rejecting the Predator's offer of a warrior's death. He chooses survival over honor, which is very human and very different from the Predator's value system. The rescue helicopter that saves Dutch at the end takes on new meaning, too. The same actor who played the Predator, Kevin Peter Hall, also played one of the helicopter crew members. So, in a weird way, the Predator both tries to kill Dutch and saves him, representing the duality of the warrior culture. This nuclear revelation adds philosophical depth to what could have been just another action movie explosion. It's the kind of subtle storytelling that elevates Predator above typical 1980s action flicks. What's even more interesting is how this concept influenced later films in the franchise. The idea of honor among warriors became a recurring theme, with humans and predators sometimes working together against common enemies. Brutal jungle filming and stunt challenges. Arnold recently revealed just how brutal Predator's production really was, describing it as less like a movie shoot and more like surviving a real military mission. Filmed deep in the Mexican jungle, the cast and crew faced over 100 degrees of heat, suffocating humidity, venomous snakes, swarms of insects, and constant threats of tropical disease. Several members were hospitalized, and everyone was on anti-malarial medication just to keep going. The exhaustion, discomfort, and pain you see on screen weren't just acting, they were real. The conditions pushed the cast to their limits. Jesse Ventura battled dysentery, Carl Weathers endured painful jungle rot, and Arnold himself fought through extreme fatigue while still keeping up daily workouts to maintain Dutch's physique. Makeup melted in the heat, forcing constant reapplications, and the crew often raced against time to shoot before the weather shut them down. Arnold also revealed shocking details about the stunts and physical demands, many of which would never be allowed today. He performed dangerous falls with little safety gear, braved raging rivers, and endured hours of mud application for the camouflage scenes. Even the famous "get to the chopper" moment was filmed while sprinting through dense jungle terrain carrying heavy equipment. with Arnold's exhaustion in the line of delivery being completely real. The combination of extreme conditions, dangerous stunts, and relentless physical strain gave Predator its raw authenticity. Arnold believes this suffering shaped Dutch into one of his most believable roles, and the shoot itself became legendary in Hollywood for redefining how far actors and crews were willing to go in the name of realism. The red rubber chicken that almost ruined everything. Here's a story that Arnold loves telling now, but probably wasn't laughing about during production. The original Predator design was so bad that the crew nicknamed it the red rubber chicken, and it almost destroyed the entire movie. Before the iconic Predator design we all know and love, the creature looked completely different. Early test footage shows this bizarre, almost comical alien that looked more like a cheap Halloween costume than a terrifying hunter. Arnold revealed that when they first saw this design, the entire cast was worried they were making a B-movie disaster. The original design was created by different effects artists, and it suffered from serious technical problems. The suit was unwieldy, the actor couldn't see properly, and the overall appearance was more silly than scary. Arnold admitted that he had serious concerns about whether the movie would be taken seriously with such a ridiculous-looking monster. The decision to scrap the original design and start over was expensive and risky. They were already deep into production when they realized the creature wasn't working. Studio executives were panicking about budget overruns, and some people wanted to just make do with what they had. Thankfully, Stan Winston stepped in and created the masterpiece design we know today. Arnold revealed that the transformation was so dramatic that they essentially had to reshoot many of the Predator scenes. What you see in the final movie is actually the result of this major mid-production redesign. The red rubber chicken incident became a cautionary tale in Hollywood about the importance of getting the monster design right from the beginning. Arnold mentioned that this experience influenced his later involvement in creature design for other projects. What's really interesting is how this near disaster actually improved the final product. Because they had to start over with the Predator design, Stan Winston and his team had learned from the mistakes of the first attempt. The iconic design we love today is actually the result of this creative crisis. The handshake that broke the internet before the internet existed. One of the most memorable moments in Predator is the epic handshake between Arnold and Carl Weathers, but Arnold recently revealed the incredible story behind this legendary moment that fans are still talking about decades later. The handshake scene wasn't originally scripted to be as intense as it became. Arnold and Carl Weathers were just supposed to greet each other like old military buddies. But both actors brought their own competitive energy to the moment, and it evolved into something much more powerful. Arnold revealed that he and Weathers actually worked out extensively together to prepare for that scene. They wanted their characters to look like legitimate military operators who had stayed in peak physical condition. The handshake became a way to show the mutual respect between two alpha warriors. What's fascinating is how that single handshake influenced action movie culture for decades afterward. Arnold admitted that they didn't realize at the time how iconic the moment would become. It's been parodied, referenced, and homaged in countless movies and TV shows. The technical aspects of filming the handshake were more complex than you might think. The camera angles, the lighting, and the timing all had to be perfect to capture the intensity of the moment. Arnold revealed that they actually did multiple takes to get the grip strength and the expressions just right. This handshake also established the template for how action heroes should greet each other on screen. It's about respect, strength, and unspoken understanding between warriors. You can see its influence in action movies throughout the 1980s and beyond. Arnold mentioned that fans still approach him asking for the Predator handshake, and he's always happy to oblige. It's become one of his signature moments, right up there with "I'll be back" and "Get to the chopper." The handshake scene perfectly encapsulates what makes Predator special. It's not just about the alien monster. It's about human strength, camaraderie, and the bonds formed between warriors facing impossible odds. The hidden connections that link Predator to Arnold's entire career. Arnold recently revealed some fascinating connections between Predator and his other iconic roles that most fans have never considered, and their deliberate creative choices that show how Predator influenced Arnold's entire approach to action filmmaking. The strategic thinking that the Dutch displays in Predator directly influenced how Arnold approached the Terminator character. Both characters are methodical, analytical, and capable of adapting their tactics based on their opponent's weaknesses. Arnold revealed that he consciously carried lessons from playing Dutch into his portrayal of the cybernetic assassin. The survivalist elements of Predator also appear in Arnold's later films like Commando and Raw Deal. Arnold learned during the Predator shoot how to convincingly portray a character who's genuinely struggling against overwhelming odds, rather than just being an invincible superhero. What's really interesting is how the Predator experience influenced Arnold's approach to working with ensemble casts. Dutch is part of a team, and Arnold learned how to be the leader without dominating every scene. You can see this balanced approach in films like the Expendables series. Arnold also revealed that the psychological elements of facing an alien hunter influenced his approach to playing characters who deal with supernatural or sci-fi threats. The fear and respect that Dutch shows for the Predator became a template for how Arnold's characters react to genuinely dangerous opponents. The tactical gear and military authenticity from Predator set a standard that Arnold maintained throughout his action career. He became known for insisting on realistic weapons handling and authentic military consultation on his films. Even Arnold's later comedic roles benefited from the Predator experience. The physicality and timing he developed while working in the jungle helped inform his performances in films like Kindergarten Cop and Twins. The international success of Predator also opened doors for Arnold in ways that his previous films hadn't. It proved he could carry a film that appealed to global audiences, which became crucial for his later blockbuster career. The sound design secret that created an icon. Arnold recently shared some incredible insights about the Predator's signature clicking sound that most fans never knew existed. This was actually a carefully crafted audio signature that took months to perfect and involved some surprisingly creative techniques. The clicking sound we all recognize as the Predator's voice was created by sound designer Alan Robert Murray using a combination of unusual sources. Arnold revealed that the team experimented with everything from lobster shells clicking together to modified recordings of castanets and even human mouth clicks, processed through various filters. What makes this even more fascinating is that Arnold worked closely with the sound team to understand how these audio cues would affect his performance. Knowing that the Predator communicated through clicks and electronic sounds influenced how Dutch would react to hearing these noises in the jungle. Arnold shared that during filming, they used temporary clicking sounds on set to help the actors understand when the Predator was supposed to be speaking. This helped create more authentic reactions from the human characters, even though the final sound design would be added in post-production. The thermal vision sound effects were equally innovative. That distinctive electronic humming you hear during the Predator's heat vision sequences wasn't created with synthesizers. It was actually recorded electromagnetic interference from various electronic devices, then manipulated to create that otherworldly audio signature. Arnold mentioned that the sound design team spent weeks in the jungle recording authentic environmental sounds that would be layered beneath the Predator's clicking. Every insect chirp, wind rustle, and water drip was carefully captured to create an immersive audio landscape. The really clever part is how the Predator's sounds become more aggressive and rapid as it gets more excited or threatened. Arnold revealed that this audio progression was deliberately designed to mirror how predatory animals behave in nature. Their vocalizations change based on their emotional state. What's incredible is how this sound design influenced the entire franchise. Every subsequent Predator movie has used variations of these original clicking patterns, creating a consistent audio identity that spans decades. Arnold's recent return to the franchise means he got to hear updated versions of these classic sounds, mixed with modern audio technology. The clicking has become so iconic that Arnold admits fans often make the Predator clicking sounds when they meet him on the street. It's become as recognizable as any of his famous movie quotes, proving that great sound design can be just as memorable as visual effects. The deleted scenes and makeup marathon. Arnold Schwarzenegger recently revealed that Predator originally included several deleted scenes that would have completely transformed the movie's depth and scope. These sequences explored Dutch's haunted past through nightmare flashbacks of failed military missions, giving his character more weight and paralleling the Predator's own hunting history. Other cut material showed the creature's centuries-long presence on Earth, with ancient weapons, skeletal remains, and dog tags from vanished soldiers hinting at a chilling legacy of systematic hunts targeting elite warriors. The cuts didn't stop there. A subplot showed Predator technology jamming Dutch's attempts to call for extraction, while extended shots featured the creature studying the team from afar, learning their tactics and weaknesses before striking. Dutch's relationship with Anna, the captured guerrilla fighter, was also meant to be fleshed out, giving him more opportunities to demonstrate leadership and strategy. Ultimately, these scenes were removed for pacing, streamlining the story, but also stripping away layers of character development and lore. Beyond story elements, Arnold shared jaw-dropping details about the grueling makeup and prosthetics work that nearly shut down production. The jungle's heat, humidity, and constant insects turned daily makeup sessions into endurance tests, with Arnold spending hours being coated in a specially formulated mud mixture for the camouflage sequence. Meanwhile, Kevin Peter Hall, who played the Predator, endured up to 8-hour prosthetic sessions that limited his breathing and vision, demonstrating extreme commitment to the role. The dedication of the makeup crew was just as extraordinary. Working around the clock in harsh jungle conditions, they often lost entire days of work to sudden rainstorms, while also pioneering techniques for thermal vision effects that required specialized pigments and materials. These innovations shaped Predator's unforgettable look and also pushed the film industry forward, influencing prosthetics and makeup design for decades. Together, the cut scenes and groundbreaking effects highlight how Predator was far more than a standard action movie. It was a brutal but groundbreaking production that redefined its genre. The weapon workshop that Arnold never forgot. Arnold recently shared some incredible stories about the weapons training and preparation that went into Predator, revealing a level of military authenticity that most fans never realized existed. This was a legitimate military training that changed how Arnold approached action roles for the rest of his career. The production hired real military advisors who put the entire cast through an intensive weapons course before filming began. Arnold revealed that they spent weeks learning proper handling techniques for every weapon that appears in the movie, from assault rifles to explosives to survival knives. What's fascinating is that Arnold insisted on learning how to hold the weapons, and also how to maintain them, load them, and troubleshoot them under stress. Dutch needed to feel like a genuine military operator, and Arnold knew that authentic weapon handling was crucial to selling the character. The famous M134 minigun that Blaine carries was a fully functional weapon that required special training to operate safely. Arnold shared that Jesse Ventura, who plays Blaine, had to build up significant upper body strength just to handle the gun convincingly during action sequences. Arnold revealed that they practiced military tactics and movement patterns with their weapons, learning how real special operations teams would move through jungle terrain. This training influenced individual performances, and also how the entire team worked together during combat sequences. The knife work required specialized training from military combat instructors. Arnold learned authentic knife fighting techniques that would look convincing on camera while being safe to perform during filming. The famous scene where Dutch crafts improvised weapons used real survival techniques. What's really impressive is that Arnold carried this weapons knowledge into his later action films. The authentic handling techniques he learned on Predator became his standard approach to firearm scenes throughout his career, setting him apart from other action stars who relied more on special effects. The explosives training was particularly intensive. Arnold and the cast learned how real military demolitions work, including timing, placement, and safety protocols. This knowledge informed the scenes where Dutch uses guerrilla warfare tactics against the Predator. Arnold mentioned that the military advisors were impressed with how quickly the actors adapted to authentic weapons handling. Their Hollywood training had prepared them for memorizing lines and hitting marks, but this was the first time many of them had learned actual military skills. The weapons workshop also included survival training that influenced how the characters behave when separated from their equipment. Arnold learned real jungle survival techniques that informed Dutch's resourcefulness throughout the movie. What's really cool is that Arnold still maintains some of these weapons skills decades later. His recent return to the Predator franchise allowed him to demonstrate that he hasn't forgotten the authentic military bearing that made Dutch such a convincing character. The franchise future that Arnold is helping shape. Arnold's comeback to the Predator franchise is indeed a nostalgic nod. It's laying the groundwork for an entirely new era. After meeting with director Dan Trachtenberg, Arnold revealed that Dutch's story could finally be expanded, exploring what he's been doing in the 4 decades since his jungle showdown. Has he been preparing for the Predator's return, or secretly hunting them all along? His return connects the 1987 classic to modern films like Prey and Badlands, while giving him a chance to pass on his hard-earned knowledge as a grizzled veteran. And at 78, Arnold is more than just a cameo. He is actively shaping the franchise's future, consulting on storylines, preserving its core themes, and even hinting at live-action possibilities. This is all about honoring a classic and rewriting the future of Predator. Arnold's revelations about Predator show that the film was far more than just another 80s action flick. From hidden symbolism like the scorpion scene to the brutal stunts that tested real human limits, the movie was a mix of pain, creativity, and teamwork that shaped an enduring classic. At 78, Arnold's continued role in the franchise proves his deep connection to the story, honoring its legacy while helping guide its future. What's your favorite Arnold revelation from this video? Drop a comment below and let us know which secret surprised you the most.